Hi everyone, this is Napasa and welcome everyone to Immigration Talk Show. I'll be your host and this is my co-host Sam. Hi Sam. I hope you're doing great today.
Hi, Napas, and welcome everyone to Immigration Talk Show. You're watching Daily Immigration Doors, and we are live on YouTube, available on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram as well. And I think before diving into the topic, let me read out this very important disclaimer. By watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not a professional advice. So use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend, it's just a casual exchange of ideas. And friends, the best part is to share any idea or any information that you have in your mind. You can directly dial up this number that is on top of your screen 425 with the access code 988888. So I think, Napasa, it would be great if you could also introduce the topic to our audience.
Sure, Sam, it'll be my pleasure. And friends out there, today we're going to discuss about first 100 days. Is USCIS making immigration more secure? It's very interesting if you look back because, we are going to talk about US Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. They've been doing in the how what has been going on in this first 100 days in the new administration. So there's been a lot of change, and the big question is immigration really becoming more secure or just more strict? So we are going to talk about all of that today. And I think, yes, you can also participate if you think that you're not liking some things in these past 100 days, or there are things that you think it's way too overdone. Let us know. Or you're supporting some of the very, very important things. Let us know in the comments. It'll be very nice to know your point of view as well. So if you haven't as yet subscribed to our channel, don't forget to subscribe. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show.
That's right.
So yes, so these are some of the questions in our head, and as we talk through, today's discussion, I'm sure that we will get to know better. So why not, Sam? Tell us a little bit about, the security and fraud prevention, also, if you can.
Absolutely. I am really loving to go with the topic. But before that, I think, friends, let's also have a news update, quick news update, because that's also very important for our viewers to understand that. So, I have my news regarding USCIS issues reminder to green card holders. Now, let's see what is that reminder. So recently, we got a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, where USCIS has posted something and put up in the caption, if you are a guest in our country, then act like it. Well, this is a bold statement, and this message is part of their increased focus on screening and social media monitoring to detect any public safety threats. But here's also the positive side, friends, that if you're following the rules, if you're going accordingly, what the visa rules are and what the immigration policies are, then there's nothing that can harm you. And if you follow the law, respect the country's value, and stay responsible online, then you have nothing to worry about. Applicants may now be asked to share their social media handles during the visa or green card process. And it is the part of their ID verification and vetting efforts. So the bottom line is that you have to stay informed, stay smart, and stay safe. And the best part to stay updated also is to like, share, and subscribe to Immigration Talk Show. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, then make sure to do it right now and also participate in our webinar. That will be great. All right, Napasa. So this was my news, and you go ahead with your news, please.
Surely, Sam, and I got this news update from my end, which is about Indian families, abandoning their children at US borders, which is sort of very disturbing if you think about it, and they're taking it like a shortcut to the American dream. It's insane. How can parents there abandon their own children, just thinking that this could be their ticket to get a green card into the US? It's crazy if you think about it, So it's heartbreaking at the same time. And honestly, it's truly very, very shocking, right, Sam, when you think about it? I can never imagine my mom or, somebody I love do that to their own children. So, if you look at what is happening, right now, um, Indian migrant families, they are abandoning their minor children at US borders in hopes of getting a green card. And according to recent reports, at least 77 unaccompanied Indian minors, they were caught in US borders, and these were by officials since October 2024 up to February 2025. There were 77. So it's not a small number, and this isn't just happening in one place. It's not just happening like in Mexico. It's not just happening some of these minors are trying to attempt to cross from Canada, or it's happening inside the US itself also. Some children are as young as 12 years old. And if you think about why is it happening, the shocking part is families, especially from Gujarat, India, they are reportedly sending their children alone with their friends or their relatives to cross the border illegally. And these children then they are deliberately abandoned near US checkpoints, sometimes with just one handwritten note, and that includes parents' contact details. So it's really shocking. And it's even reported in the Times of India that a lawyer and his wife from Mehsana moved to Atlanta illegally during the pandemic. And they left their 2-year-old son behind in India. 3 years later, they had a cousin smuggle the child across the border, only to leave him at the border with nothing but a note. So you can imagine the trauma even the child was going through, alone in a foreign country, left intentionally, hoping that US authorities pick them up. And some parents even admit that, they do this so that the child can grow up in the US, study, work, and eventually become a citizen. Because in their minds, like the green card process, it's a long process for them. So it's crazy when you think about it. And one father even said that we can't wait for our kids till our kids finish school in India and then go through the legal route. If they grow up in the US, they'll have better chances. I mean, that's the kind of mentality, but they're not thinking the other side of the story, how traumatic it is for their own kids. And of course, as President Trump's administration gears up for tougher immigration crackdown, these children may no longer be protected. So this is the scene right now, and it's nightmare. Actually, it may turn out to become nightmares for folks out there who are thinking that this could be easier for their kids to just get into America. So I hope that you guys think about this, and if you have heard these stories, also tell us what do you think. And do you think that sorry, the U.S. Immigration system should be more strict with, especially these kinds of cases, or do you think that the U.S. Should take more protection or provide more protection for children? Let us know in the comments, and we would love to know what you think also. And that said, I think let's get back to our topic of discussion. Sorry, it took us a long time, but yes, the first 100 days and is US making immigration more secure? So if you really think about it, we really need to focus on the security, fraud prevention, and I think Sam, you can help us go through it a bit.
Sure, why not? All right. So I think, Nabasa, the news that you shared, by understanding that news only, we can see like how I would say shocking things are happening, right? With kids, people are just abandoning their kids, that 2-year-old boy, and left with nothing. So I think there are so many cases that are taking place, and because of that only, we are going to watch in today's webinar first 100 days, the different policies, different steps that USCIS has taken. So, firstly, they focused on security and fraud prevention. And how are they securing and preventing frauds in USA right now? By having better background checks. That means they do now more thorough checks on criminal records to make sure that people with criminal backgrounds are not entering the US. I'm not saying that earlier people who had criminal backgrounds they were easy to enter. But right now the process is becoming very, I would say, intense, and very minute details are even they have to provide it. And also marriage fraud crackdown is also taking place. So USCIS has focused on stopping fake marriages. Fake marriages is another very common fraud that happens in USA. There are so many people who just involve in these fake marriages only to get green cards and to enjoy their life in USA. So to prevent this also, USCIS has focused on this and working with ICE also to arrest those who are involved in these fake marriages. And also, how are they preventing the frauds and making USA more secure? By reducing the abuse of humanitarian parole. Now, humanitarian parole, friends, is another very abused program that has been taken place from like few years, because it is a temporary permission that is granted by the US government to allow individuals to enter the US for urgent humanitarian reasons. And there are so many people who are taking advantage of this program and basically abusing it and misusing it. So USCIS has taken the step and they are trying to make stricter parole reviews. Also, USCIS is preventing people, those who are linked to criminal organization or any violent groups or activities, from getting immigration benefits through stricter rules. And social media checks, this is again a very popular one that we all have been hearing about it, that whoever wants to get their visa approved, they are also going through those applicants social media handling, right? And they are going to understand the mindset of that applicant, from like which background does that applicant belongs, and uh, how does he think, or what are their views, so many things. So they are now reviewing an applicant's social media to spot any harmful behavior or support anything that is illegal or not according to immigration policies. So this is how they are trying to prevent fraud and also make trying to focus on security as well. So yeah, I think, Natasha, this is the first part, and please move ahead and also let us know more about the topic.
Sure, Sam, and thank you for really updating those. It's true that, we've seen so much fraudulent activities going on in the past that, of course, now, I mean, USCIS, they have pulled up all of their soxes and they're not going to leave any loose ends. They're going to make sure that nothing fraudulent ever happens again. They'll try to make sure that it can never exist anymore, and it's good. We need that transparency, because of such activities, many others who really truly deserve proper chances to be in the US, they lose out and they get blamed also. So yeah, I think we needed this, was long pending. And coming back to the topic, we also have the new rule, the alien registration requirement, which is ARR, right? So one of the biggest changes is a rule, which is ARR, and it's basically a way for the government to track non-citizens better. So people living in the US who are not citizens now have to submit a form with personal information like their name, background, or even criminal history. So, especially if they have any, and almost 47,000 people have already submitted it. So, the idea is to keep better records and improve security. Yeah. But, some say that this could feel invasive and lead to fear in immigrant communities also. But I think, yes, rules are rules, and they are and they should be followed. I know there are many folks out there who are still undocumented, and I think it's high time that they, take time out and get all of their documents right. And yes, get this one done, the alien registration requirement, or the ARR. It's very important. So, yeah, I think another thing I wanted to also talk about is ending the broad parole and the TPS programs. But, Sam, why don't you tell us more first? And I'm also hoping that folks out there join us. So, friends, join us and tell us what do you think, or if you have anything to add on how or what is the USCIS doing for, more security, especially with regard to immigration in the US. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. Subscribe now and also ring that bell so that whenever we have discussions like these or we have guest immigration attorneys join us, you could take it as an opportunity to ask your questions and get answers, more clarifications, and what better, right? Oh, there I see. Hi, Sanjay. Thank you so much for joining us. We will take up your comments very soon, but stay with us for now. So, Sam, go ahead, please.
Sure. Thank you so much, Napasna. And I think about ARR is also a very important thing. And that is another very big change, I would suggest, and a good change as well, because, whatever changes we are seeing that specifically for these first 100 days, ultimate goal is to focus on security and to prevent as many frauds as possible. and ultimately to make the immigration system a better one, a fairer one, a transparent one. So, friends, I would suggest that let's keep this, is USCIS making immigration more secure or not, an open ended question. You guys decide after providing our information, and I'm sure after the like providing the information at the end of this webinar, you will get the answer. And keep on posting on the comment section what you think about it, and let us know more about your point of views as well. And with that, I don't want to wait you guys more. So let me go ahead with another part, that how USCIS is also helping ICE
Yeah.
and law enforcement. So, assisting in arrest. Of course, whenever we talk about ICE, we have this thing that they are arresting the people. I mean, arresting the illegal immigrants, right? But USCIS has also contributed in this. They're not contributing and going in the fields and arresting the illegal immigrants. Of course, that's not going to happen. And that didn't even happen. But USCIS has all the records of those people who are staying in the US illegally, or anything, whether they overstayed in the visa, or anything the way the illegal immigrants are. So they provide those details to ICE people, and then ICE go there and arrest those people. And the great thing is, I would suggest, say that since January, USCIS has helped ICE make 369 arrests at USCIS field offices. So this is a big step that has been taken from USCIS, and they also support investigation. As USCIS has been involved in investigations such as helping take down a major marriage fraud scheme, and fighting immigration frauds are also taking place from USCIS, because they are working with ICE to stop fraudsters from scamming the immigration system. It's not only, Napasa, as we say, like teamwork is the dream work. And if there are so many people working together, have the same goal, then of course, at the end of the day, they are going to have a success in their hand, right? So it's not only one part of group or the other part of group is going to remove all the frauds or going to make US immigration system a fairer one. It's part of them, and they have to connect together, they have to work together. So this time we have seen that USCIS has supported ICE also, and they worked together and they did a great job. And this is the first 100 day, one of the very big change and one of the biggest contribution, I would suggest, that happened. So yes, this is the thing. And friends, you also let us know what's your call on that. And to keep yourself updated, also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Migration Talk Show. That's all, Napasa, from my end. Please go ahead and let us know another change that happened in these first 100 days.
Sure, Sam. And just like I was saying earlier, the ending the broad parole and the temporary protected programs, right? So it's a big shift how US is handling these temporary programs, if you look at it, because parole programs for countries like Haiti, Venezuela, and Nicaragua, they're being ended, and it happened suddenly. Remember, it was really sad when you think about it, because people were out of status. They had nothing else to fall back to. They really had to make plans as soon as possible and just leave, which means really like hundreds and thousands of people are losing their legal right to stay and work in the US. So that's what was happening, and it was one of the highlights, if I may recall properly. Yes, and they're now being asked to leave or apply again under tougher rules. So I know temporary protected status, or TPS, for countries like Haiti and Venezuela is being rolled back, and the new message is clear. These programs are no longer meant to be long-term solutions. So it clearly states, temporary. So I really hope that people take this as like a small chance for them, but while they're in it, they look for better options to have, their term extended longer. So I really hope that they keep this in mind while they are in different TPS programs. And yeah, we'll just have to pray and hope for the best, but at the same time look for better opportunities, and look for better chances, because TPS could not be the end of the road for anyone, right? So I think that is what I wanted to add. And another one, also, I'll just say it at right now itself, that The changes to public benefits and also gender rules. If you recall, we remember very well that it was also sudden with this, that the agency is also updating its system to make sure that undocumented immigrants can't get public benefits like welfare or even vote illegally. So another change, apart from that, is USCIS is now recognizing only two biological sexes, that is male and female, right? And using that rule is in everything from sports to visas. So, for example, if someone wants to come to the US to compete in sports, they have to do so in the category that matches their birth sex. So it's a big shift and has already sparked a lot of debate, especially because of all the changes that happened in between. Of course, earlier as well, it was just male and female, right? But now, but then, of course, in between, there were so many others, and we had the X, or yeah, the X category. But now back to this big shift. I think yes, the debate is still on, but we'll have to adapt to these changes again, and see that we are following each and every rule. And yeah, I think that's it. That is it I wanted to add. Sam, anything more you want to say?
I would say that this session is really less to talk about first 100 days, the changes, the biggest things happen, highlights. Of course, it's very less, but friends, if you're going to follow us continuously and going to subscribe to our channel, then for sure you're going to know very much about immigration topics, because we are updating these news regularly. We are having amazing webinars with top immigration attorneys on daily basis, and for you guys only. And I think before wrapping up this session, Napasa, let's quickly take up one of our viewers' question. So let's take Sanjay's comment here. Hi, Sanjay. Thank you so much for joining us. Looking ahead to the next 100 days, what additional steps can USCIS take to strengthen the integrity of the immigration system while also promoting fairness, efficiency, and compassion in the processing of immigration benefits and services? Well, that's a big question with a detailed answer, as we don't have that much time. But Sanjay, really appreciating that you posted this question. And of course, I mean, so many things are happening. Social media changes have been implemented, ARR is there, double sex has been implemented, and so many other things are there. And I think the pastor, you can take up Nayan's question.
Sure. So Nayan is saying, how do you respond to critics who argue that USCIS's new policies and procedures are overly restrictive and will harm vulnerable populations, such as asylum seekers and refugee families? It's true, but Nayan, just like I was saying earlier, these are also temporary situations, right? I think people seeking asylum, when they are here also, or others who are under some temporary protected status, I think they need to really think that it cannot be their last, how to say, vouch to go to. They have to know that it is temporary and they have to look for better options for themselves, right? So I think we'll have to see what new policies will USCIS implement or make it, I don't know how, but maybe give them better chances. But we cannot definitely see that they'll become lenient at all, because there were too many people who really, uh, you know, used it in the bad way, and it all came into the surface, and now everybody has to suffer. I won't say suffer, but they have to follow stricter rules, abide by each rule that is thrown at them. And the only option which all of us are left with is follow the rules. And thank you, Nayan, for your question. You can also let us know what you think. It'll be very nice to know. But that said, I think it's just 100 days in, right? And USCIS has definitely made so many changes, from tracking people closely to cutting off legal protections and even boosting enforcement. So supporters say that these changes are making the system safer and more fair, but others also worry that it's really scaring people, reducing access to help or going too far. So I know it's like it was unexpected. Many things are happening too fast. 100 days, but I'm sure that there are more than 100 changes already. And the next 100 days, like Sanjay was saying, even me, I'm very, very interested to know what's going to happen. But I know it's going to be better, fairer, and more transparent. I think that's what we can expect. So, yeah,
Absolutely. And that's
yeah,
where, when the government joined the office, then only they were very particular about their agendas that they are going to have more security, they are going to prevent frauds, and of course, whatsoever the exploiting that happened in the system, they are going to get rid of that.
exactly.
So they are working on that and doing it. So I think we have to just go with the flow and follow what the administration is asking to us for us to do, and everything will be okay. There's nothing to worry, friends. It's just you who have to take steps little carefully and keep yourself updated, keep yourself informed, because that is the only way you are going to have your American dream come true if you are willing to apply. And also the other way is to like, share, and subscribe to Immigration Talk Show, because that is the best way you can keep yourself informed and updated regarding any news that's happening in the world of immigration.
For sure, yes. Hit that bell icon and see you soon again, friends. Keep watching this space. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. Check us out not just on YouTube, but also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Connect with us. And yeah, we'll see you soon again. Take care, stay safe, and keep following the rules.